Alright, so let's first up load my game. For those who aren't aware, this is the Acceleracers, or Project Acceleracers game. I'm just going to turn down the volume here so you can hear me a bit better and hear the game a bit less. The music is really nice, I do like the music, so I'm going to have that still hearable. I haven't really had any issues with graphics at all, so that's fine. I have got everything unlocked. I have played this a lot more than 4 finishes, obviously to have finished 6 realms. It's just that it's only started recording this and this is of like the second last update. Automatic transmission on. Honestly, if you want a challenge, definitely try it with engine HP or even just on manual, but it's honestly really difficult. We've got a few cars are in the game right now. There is still more to come. Obviously they're adding cars very often, but right now they're just, you know, it's taking time. It does obviously take time to do this. So Synchro is in it. Chicane is in it. We got Baseline. Baseline's a bit awkward to drive. As much as I love the car, I really do. It's just, I find it very difficult to drive. And this game is a very difficult game. If you do want to have a look at it, it's quite hard to play. Jackhammer is another option. So you start with Synchro, Powerbomb, and Iridium, and you've got to unlock the others. And RDO 6, I think, is now another one that you start with. So Powerbomb is another. This one was a toy, but not the movies. So it's good that they've added that. Spinebuster is my car. They've added Roadrunner, the Zotaro's World Race car, but with the World Race, with the Metal Maniacs colouring on it and symbols. So that's cool to have. Iridium, the car is really fast in a straight line, but that's pretty much all it's got going on with it. Cover light, this car sticks to the road really well. It's really nice, really good to drive. It's basically the easy mode of this game to drive this car. Technetium is another, you know, nice-ish one. It grips really well. It's a little bouncy. RDO 6, this one's super fast, but it's just unfortunately just not grippy or anything. It's really good. 4 straight lines and pretty much straight lines only. They've also got Nightbird here. This isn't actually an Accelerator car. It's just an additional car they have put in the game. So we do have custom and experimental. Experimental, I think, has the heavy variants of the cars. So they're just trying the cars heavier just to see how they drive. They're pretty much the same. And then you've got the custom one there. I think to start with, I will just use. I'm gonna go with Spinebuster. Actually, yeah, Spinebuster. I'll use a different car for each race. Oh, it's tutorial level actually. So for the tutorial level, I'll do the Roadrunner. I'm going to be using a controller. I highly recommend using the controller. Alright, so let's just have a look here. Alright, this is just what the tutorial level looks like. It's just more or less just to give you a feel for how the game feels without having to constantly reset. And suddenly the music's really quiet. So you'll notice that like it's very easy to spin. I'm just gonna adjust that music volume. It's nothing too loud. Sometimes you do get the car noises because it is just ripped straight from the YouTube things that I think it's Shirako is the person that's put them there. So like it's very easy to spin out. I barely put any turn into that and it just spun. So yeah, this level is just more or less here just so you can understand just what the driving is like. Because it is very difficult. You've got nitrox in every vehicle, obviously. And then there's also there's a loop. Loops are really hard. Also, if you haven't noticed, this is actually, you know, those play mats that kids have with all the like roads and whatnot. That's what this is. So that's what this track is. It's just one of those big car play mats. It's a nice little addition someone put in. Someone suggested it and it was pretty much done straight away. Alright. Loops are hard. Loops are so hard. That's a really good view of the playmat. That's cool. I'm off the map. So you do have a reset button. And then there's one thing I just want to show off that's over here. I believe it's over here. Should be. Speeding up a bit. Where is it? There should be like a triple booster thing somewhere. Unless that was put in this update. Not 100% sure on its location. But it just launches the car really. And a bit of nitrox. No idea where it is. But look how nice that car looks. And you can't get first person mode. There's not a lot of detail in the cars at the moment, but like there's a decent amount. This one's one of the more detailed insides. That's where the window is. I think it'll be on that side too. Like, it's not the most detailed thing in the world, but like it's cool. I like it. It's very difficult to see. Like I probably would not be able to do a lap of the track in this. I probably wouldn't even be able to take a corner. Let's see if I can do a lap in first person. It's very difficult to drive like this. Actually, this is going as poorly as I thought. Oh, there we go. We'll just go to the portal and finish up. Oh. See, I couldn't even see that that wasn't drivable there. It's very difficult to see anything. Alright. Counts as an additional realm. Alright, so we'll go into Spinebuster. So you're going to have a look at the Storm realm. And go from there. I think we'll call it quits after we've done the Storm realm, if we finish it. So you come in just floating above the track here. And you touch that. So if you fall off at all, that's it. You have to restart the entire track. So that is something very difficult about this game because it is quite easy to fall off. Sometimes the physics will just shoot you off the map because you've gone too fast off a jump. And sometimes if you go too slow off a jump, you won't make the jump. Like here, you can easily fail that one. It is one of the easier jumps in the game. The corners are hard. If you turn too sharply, you just lose control. The lightning, if it hits your car, gives you like a 3-second stun where you don't get to accelerate, steer, or do anything, or brake. So if you're heading near an edge and you get struck by that lightning, it does just ruin you. Ooh. There is also... Oh, that happens quite often. There's also a bit of a glitch with this car in particular, where it doesn't shift down on automatic, so sometimes slowing down will wreck you with this car. But yeah, losing control is quite easy. Then we've got that vertical. It's not as long as it is in the show, and that's because the fog on this level gets denser the lower you are. So obviously, if I had the vertical any longer, it would just be impossible to see at that point. Which it kind of already is very difficult to see. You've got first person mode, which actually does not help whatsoever. These lightning things tell you where the corner is, so they're really cool like that. Gotta shift down manually because for some reason the auto one doesn't work. This jump here, if you're going too fast, you will just fly off the track, so it's not actually a jump. So yeah, I caught a little air at that speed. I shifted down too many times. Put her in reverse, all good. Track gets really tight here. Alright. This part's also very difficult. Not so hard to see, but very hard to stay on the track because you've got to constantly be turning. Oh no! And there we go, I've died. So we restart. That's what I get for being silly. Why am I not driving? There we go. It can get very hard to stay on the track if you do things incorrectly, and like learning this is a lot of trial and error. Let's try this. Let's try some first person. I just cannot see. Like the things in the the glass being all like different on the edges and stuff is very difficult to see through. Extremely close. Ah, there goes my engine. So that time I did get struck by the lightning, which sucks when I need some speed for this jump. Honestly, like, this is going a little better than I expected it to. I didn't expect to make it this far in first person. It is very difficult to drive like this. Just because my field of vision is awful. I'm off harder. Yeah, so it doesn't, like, it really doesn't take much to spin. You do have like a timer down the bottom just to say how long you've been on the track for. And yeah, that's the physics thing I was talking about. Sometimes you just get yeeted. And the track is nowhere to be seen. Let's try again, shall we? There are, you know, people are posting records online and stuff. I think the record for this is like 2 minutes something that someone beat it in. I've done it in, I think, dead on 3. There was one time I was about to beat 3 minutes and I boosted at the end with the nitrox, just like that, but obviously harder, more like this. Oh no. Nitrox is rough, man. You use it very sparingly. I think most people just... Alright, so the way that I found to use nitrox in this is just tap it. Like, if you need that boost because you're going a bit slow, just tap nitrox. Don't ever just hold it. Never hold it. Just because it is so easy with too much speed to just come off the edge. So like there I'd come to a stop. So nitrox to get going again, get back up to a reasonable speed. And then, yeah, off we go again. I don't feel like I got enough speed for this upcoming jump, so I just did a bit of a gas pump there with the nitrox just to get some speed up. I hate this corner. it's difficult. That got me. Rough. Oh, barely made that. So yeah, the nitrox, you got to use it very like not much. It just makes it too hard to drive sometimes. Going too fast is just a death sentence in this game. But yeah, there was one time I just held down the nitrox right up to the end of the track, heading to the portal, and I completely jumped over the portal because of it. So it is something to definitely be aware of. That too much nitrox is a bad thing. I'm going too fast here. See, like that corner just come out of nowhere at all. Left turn here. and like a lot of me doing well at this track, like I'm not doing that well, but getting this far is purely track memory, just because of the fog. Kind of eases off here. Oh no, that was way too big. Oh, luckily I didn't bounce. Camera angles are a bit weird. Up is up, down is down, but right is left and left is right. Ah. Like, it's troublesome. It's a bother to get that far in the track and fall off because I'm messing with the camera. Alright. So yeah, normally this does take me a lot less to finish. It's a track that I can finish. But it's a very difficult game. And generally if I'm going for like a track record, like a speed run I guess, it does take me 5-6 attempts to get a time that I'm happy with, because often it doesn't take much. The slightest mistake will throw you off the track. The game has a very high learning curve. And the lightning is a bit of a bother. So until like I think it was the second last update, lightning did nothing. It was just there as a distraction sort of thing. But now they've put a stun effect on it, and I'm just so used to ignoring it, because like that's what I was doing at first, was ignoring it. But now that it actually does something, I can't ignore it, and I'm still ignoring it. It's not the worst thing in the world, but it has put me off the track a couple of times, because you'll be like on a bit of an angle and you just roll off the edge. That needs to be fixed up to the right there so it's actually visible, because that's meant to tell you to turn left, but because the track was adjusted in size, it's just behind the track now. Shift down a bit so I've got some speed. Oh, I don't want speed. I don't want speed. Rough. So yeah, I'd obviously, like, this car is pretty slow. This is one of the slower cars, and that's purely because it gets stuck in sixth gear without shifting down, which is really good for a lot of situations. Like, a slower car is really good if you're not good at the game. I consider myself to be average at the game. Like, I'd say I'm pretty bad at the game, but as far as like comparing myself to other drivers or other people playing it, I'm one of the better ones. I am getting a few track records, whereas there's still a lot of people struggling to even finish, and I understand that. Like, it is very hard. Like here, whoop, I nearly threw myself off the edge because I looked at my speedo. I just looked down at the speedo and it near killed me. So here, look, I can't see. I cannot see. Let's try this. Cannot see even more. The recommendation is first person, because the fog density is actually based on how close your camera is, not how close your car is. So if you zoom in the camera, it's a little less fog. But here it's pretty much a straight run, and that bump there is how I skipped over the finish. So yeah, I just did it at 11:30. That's an awful time, but that's the Storm Realm for you. I just thought I'd give you all a look at what that's like. Now I'm actually going to hit load save and get rid of all those respawns, because I didn't do anything significant yet. But even still, that's a first look at Project Accelerators. And I'm going to do another video soon where we take a car. Feel free to vote on a car, but I'll take one that I am fond of. Probably try to get a camera, and we're going to take it on. I think the Water Realm is next, but we'll see how we go. And I hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully we can see the community grow.